The Southern Poverty Law Center has filed a complaint against the Jefferson Parish School Board because of the fact that they are sending a disproportionate amount of black students to alternative schools where they're not receiving the same quality education as some of the white students.
See, here you go again, you libs, okay? You know, assuming that just because they're sending a disproportionate amount of African Americans, well, I don't know, maybe there's a higher number of African Americans who deserve to be in alternative schools. You're going to make assumptions about the guy running this program, right?
Some people would make that argument. However, I have a little bit of evidence for you.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Now, the school district has employed a man by the name of Mark Traina. He is a school psychologist, and he is one of the people who is in charge of making the decisions as to who goes to the alternative schools. Now, what's really interesting is he has a Twitter account. It's public, and the Southern Poverty Law Center read some of his tweets dating back to January of this year, and he wrote some hideous things about black students. Let me give you a couple examples. One tweet said, quote, "Another young black male thug needs to die. I pray the victim's friends get to him first so the police won't have to kill him."
Well, if you were making the case that the guy making the decisions on more African Americans going to the alternative schools is racist, apparently you were right. Okay. That's as bad as it gets. That's
as bad as it gets. That's just one of many tweets. Let me give you another one. He says, "We are faced with a young black army of thugs who have declared war on the American way of life, holding America hostage as we speak."
All right, so repeated reference to black thugs, and then, almost a reference to a race war there. And then on top of that, the first tweet also wished them death. Not the guy you want making decisions about which students get which kind of quality education or lack of quality education. And are you surprised that a guy with those sentiments then says, well, I thought that more African Americans should be in the worst schools?
And this guy, what's incredible about him is how defiant he is. Now, the school board has been notified about this, and they said that they're going to do a thorough investigation, and I really hope that they do, and I hope they get rid of this guy. But he spoke to the Times-Picayune in Louisiana, and here's what he had to say about the situation. He says, "This is just another way to harass the Jefferson Parish public school system. One only needs to read the Times-Picayune to see who the real troublemakers are. Sadly, it is disproportionately young black males. Everyone knows that our jails throughout the United States are disproportionately filled with black people. Why would the rate be any different in an educational environment?"
All right, well, he's very clear. I thought maybe he was going to do a little bit of a backpedal. No. You misinterpreted. No, he doubled down. He's like, yeah, black people are more violent. And he's like, look at all the black people in jail. That proves my point. That's why more black kids are in bad schools.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You're the racist who put the black kids in the bad schools in the first place. So that actually proves the opposite point. That means there might be more racists like you down there who are putting black people in jail as well, when they don't deserve to be in jail because they make assumptions about how they're black thugs or something. God, you couldn't make your own point of view any worse than you have. By the way, sometimes we have these discussions and we have a question as to whether a person should be suspended or fired or no. We don't need any discussion on this. Fired immediately before he sends another poor kid to a school where he's not going to get a quality education based on his racist, horrible view of blacks in this country.